All right, let's try this one more time. Ayiti organic, Ayiti organic, Ayiti organic, Ayiti organic, 1804 Ayiti organic experience. So for some reason YouTube removed it. I had to redo this again. Um, the title: Which flag do you represent? Now, maybe I should say which Haitian flag do you represent? Because as you know, the flag that we have today, which is the flag adopted by Alexandre Pétion. Okay, this is a flag some people believe um, what it represents is a little bit more negative than positive. Now, I don't know. I want to ask you today, which flag or which Haitian flag do you represent? Or which flag represents you? Yeah, you know what? That'll be the title. The title. Which flag represents you? Hope you all had a good Haitian flag day and the festivities was to your liking. But I always have time to do a little self reflection. Um, as we represent or we're celebrating the flag and everyone's proud, proud to be Haitian. Amazo, patati patata, I start to, imagine like what if this flag that we're using to represent the country is not the right flag that we should be using? What if we were using the wrong flag all along? I think the people has been they've been misdirected for so long, miseducated, so we don't know what's going on, right? But eventually the truth has to appear. And even though they always try to keep the Haitian people down and they've been trying to take a big dump on the country for so long, things have to change. I wanted to read a verse from Isaiah 60, verse 22. The least of you will become 1,000, the smallest a mighty nation. I am the Lord. In its time, I will do this swiftly. This verse talks about a prophetic chapter focused on the future restoration, glorification of Jerusalem. It speaks to a time of immense blessing after a period of hardship. This prophecy emphasizes that God, Elohim, Elohim, the grand architect of the universe, can take something incredibly small like Ayiti, mm, insignificant to the world, and multiply it into a powerful, flourishing nation, group. You guys, do you know the last time that we were at the World Cup, it was under the Duvalier regime, and we was using this flag. And even though this flag is Francois Duvalier's flag, the color, the fact that he took the black and the red color, right? He placed it right there. This was because he knew Dessalines placed this in the Constitution. Even in the Constitution, the flag is supposed to be black and red. So you would say, why are we using the other flag? Now, when the Duvalier regime fell, this is when we switched up to the flag that we have today. Um, and I don't really know. Some people say it doesn't matter. The flags is this and that, but no, I think it matters. Jounen Drapo Ayisyen. In French, they would say les fêtes de drapeau haïtien. It's celebrated every year on the 18th, but it's really, it's really supposed to be maybe between the 14th and the 18th because that's when it was the Congress of Arcahaie, and this is like a summit where everyone came together and they came up with the ideology of the new nation they was forming. You understand? Everyone came together, and I think that's what was really significant. Okay, even with this Congress of Arcahaie. So, yeah, between May 14 and May 18 in 1803, the Congress of Arcahaie was a pivotal summit during the Revolution, where rival black and mixed race Haitians came together under the leadership of Jean-Jacques Dessalines. During this time, he was not yet emperor. You understand? Um, After he became emperor is when he implemented the black and red. You understand? The historic gathering formed the United Indigenous Army and led to the creation of the Haitian flag, the first one. Unified command under the flag, leaders from across the island, including Alexandre Petion, Henri Christophe, came to set and discuss the future of the country at the time. You know, at the time it was the colony of Saint Domingue. This first Haitian flag, Dessalines famously took the French colors but removed the middle white stripe, which represented a rejection of the European colonial rule. The remaining blue and red were stitched together by Catherine Flon, you know, who was someone pretty important at the time as well. But the flag was supposed to represent a unification between all groups on the island. Because if they did not decide to all come together and fight against the colonial system, we would still be enslaved today, right? Right. As we're celebrating today, we have to remember that the unification of the people is what is going to always make us be one of the strongest nations in the region, in the world. You know, we've done it before. I'm pretty sure we can do it again. I just want to know which flag really resonates more with you. Meaning the flag that we're using today, do you feel like, yes, this is the flag that we should be using? Do you believe we should go back to the black and red flag? And if we go back to the black and red flag, which one do we go back to? Don't forget with Francois Duvalier, uh, his regime was a totalitarian regime. So it was the type of dictatorship where he controlled everything, right? And he did not allow for uh, any groups, political groups, anything to kind of like try to remove him from power, basically. Now, would we want to return to a flag like that, or what about when we had a kingdom? And imagine, right, in such a like a small, short span of time, we were, of course, the colony, Saint Domingue. We were the Republic of Haiti. Then we became the Empire of Haiti. Then after that, Dessalines was killed. And after his assassination, we had the North, we had the South. Do you think because there was so much division in the beginning, it's always going to remain divided? I don't think so. I think um, if if the next real president or leader of Haiti, if they can unify, they think if they can unify the country, we should be good to go. Remember this name, Catherine Flon. Okay, Flon, a native from Arcahaie, whose parents traded textiles in France. Flon was an affranchi, which just means free, freed person. That's what an affranchi was. Uh, Part of a social class of mixed race people, mulatto people, and you know she was very instrumental in putting our flag together and putting together the ideology that with unity come strength. The Afranchi and the mulatto group, they occupied a very crucial and a very volatile middle class during that time between the slaves, the enslaved blacks, the majority, and the minority French white European colonists. They had to be in the middle, and of course, half of them did not agree with the slavery, and the other half wanted to be maybe, you know, part-time slaves, or what they would say in the United States, a house Negro. As we celebrate today, ask yourself, are we united as a country? Again, whoever comes is going to be like, you know, like a Catherine Flon. Someone sent me a video. I got to go back and check it on Dominique Dupure. I think Dominique Dupure is from OCAP. Usually, we need someone from the North. The North, that's the energy of like revolution, war. Uh, Sometimes it doesn't end well. You see what just happened to Jovenel. I think Jovenel is like number 4 or number 5 president that has been unalived and from that region. Anyway, this is our summer. Let's get ready. You know, Grenadier à l'assaut. The World Cup is coming, and you know, Haiti, Kiskiyaboyo, we're going to be in a battle, going to war with all these different nations. And I believe that we are going to have a very, very high success rate um, during this World Cup. Anyway, Ayiti Organic, Ayiti Organic, Ayiti Organic, Ayiti Organic, 1804, Ayiti Organic Experience. I'm out. Aibo.